It's Monday, and it's the 3rd, and it's a new year. And like New Year's stuff is going on. So, alrighty. Well, let's see what kind of stuff we've got going on for the day. Messages, obviously. Getting messages already. Oh, because we're still on the many days of Christmas, which is great. Okay. So, all right. So we are working today on many things. I'm going to clean off my, as we do every morning, we're going to clean off everything, get everything cleared away. You need to get music rolling. We don't have music. I can tell because we don't have music. We still don't have music. Nope. No, I didn't. I got 90% done and then didn't. The big thing, okay, so the big thing for doing my new opening and closing is cleaning my office. First thing that has to be done in here is clean this office because this office has gotten super chaotic during the duration of time. So we're working on cleaning the office. So that's the first thing. I got the office mostly clean through here. But the old opening and closings, I was looking at that, and every time I watched the opening credits, I was like, really wish I'd picked up my office before I filmed that. It was kind of sad. So anyway, so we're going to do that first. So that's today. But I got my warp core going. Warp core. See warp core? Warp core's cool. I think that's cool. Yep. It's a warp core. I got a warp core. Warp engine. I even have it on a smart thing. Are we even playing? Are we playing? Is music even going? Music is going. But it's not just, well, this is a little room. I don't need a big warp core. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to see if I can't pick up that device over there. Let's see here, because there is a device over there now. I wonder if it can find one. I wonder if it can find it. Like that one, right there. Dang it, now they want another box. I just had the box. And I threw the box away. I don't need the box. Now I need the box. Okay. Scan its barcode. All right, I guess I probably should keep this smart plug controller for the next time I need a smart plug controller. So, I think that a full-size warp core in this office would be unpleasantly large. Like, it would be this office. It wouldn't be like a little thing on the side over there. It'd be this office. All right, let's see. Okay. It connected it in the office. All right. Let's check out the plug. Power is on. Let's edit its name instead of first plug. Let's call it warp core. All right. There we go. Uh-huh. Hey, let's see if that works. Computer, turn off warp core. Computer, turn on warp core.
By the way, I'm still learning about your plug. Is it connected to a light?
No.
Okay. If you decide to connect this plug to a light, you can change its settings in the Alexa app.
That's why I have the Alexa. Okay, never mind. I spend a lot of time talking to Alexa, I swear. Okay, there we go. Now it's connected to a plug, and the plug controls it, and it's control. This is awesome. I'm just saying. This is awesome. We're getting there. That won't work unless you want to come here and scrub the conduits. You can scrub the conduits, man. I can just give you that job. Plasma conduits always need to be scrubbed. It's a thing. Okay. I'm going to add an action now to all of these things. Lights, huh? Yep. Okay, well, there's that. Somewhere it's going to figure out the things, and once it does, it'll be a thing, and that'll be cool. I did notice you can sleepily clean plasma conduits then. That seems like we can got that covered. I don't judge. Hey, look, Brian's logo is still up. We should probably take that off since he's not actually here today. He'll be here probably Thursday, though. Okay. Let's get to work. So I was working on just trying to see what this outfit would look like, the new outfit, with all of the pieces on it from the maquette to try to kind of get an idea of what it's looking like. And it looks pretty good, actually. I like the way it looks. So just going in here and doing some shadow work on it. And give her some shape so she doesn't look flat. Not a flat person. She's a real person. She's a real person. I believe she's a real person. Okay. Just get some kind of just kind of clean that up a little there. Get in here and just kind of do that like so. There we go. So I think we don't have anything else that I want to add to this uniform. And I think we can call this uniform and the maquette that goes with it complete. I just feel like she's doing fine. All is fine now. We're all fine here now. How are you? And kind of just give a little bit of a curve right there. It doesn't need to be that dramatic, though, I don't think. A little bit like that. Usually I light from this side and this side. So we're going to have, it's not actually, because David Coyle wants to join the show tonight. So he wants to actually have Geek Tank, but he can only do Geek Tank at night. So we're doing our show apparently at night again. And the whole point, of course, of moving it to the day was so that I wouldn't have to be on the show at night. So I could have my Monday nights back. And so far, we've managed to still continue to do Geek Tank on Monday nights, which is kind of frustrating a little bit because that was the whole point. The whole point of moving it was so that we could do that, and we don't do that. It's all right. I guess like many things, it'll be better once it sort of settles out. You know, we kind of have to just settle to a routine and all will be fine. But that's all right. The whole point behind it was to free up my evenings, because what I was noticing was I had something planned every single night. And so I was trying to move the things that were that could be moved so that I could have my evenings back, because I wasn't hanging out with my family at all. I just had something going on every single night, and my wife has changed jobs and now she works until 7. And so I was like feeling kind of like, what would happen is every night I had something planned. And so she'd come home, we'd eat dinner, and then that would be all the time I'd spend with my family. And, it was kind of starting to feel a little aggravating. So I tried to move things out of our nighttime, but sometimes that's just not the way it works, I guess. So, yep, change the job for the better. And though it is a changed job for the better, the drawback is that she does work until 6:30. So it's definitely a plus. There we go. Just going in here and I'm just putting in shadow here. I'm trying to kind of figure out how this is all kind of going around here. There we go. So, all right. Well, we've got some obvious New Year's resolutions kind of going on here. One of them is that I'm going to try to get my office straightened out and stay this way. We did get the printer running last year, so that's good. That helps a whole lot. It was one good resolution down. Get the printer going. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to also kind of make sure that my workspace is clearer and nicer and easier to understand. I don't know what happened to I had bins that fit under there perfectly, and all of them are gone. So I must have put them somewhere. So I'm going to have to go figure out what happened to those bins. And there were bins that really were nice that fit really nicely under there. And now they don't. Aren't now they, well, not a matter of don't, they're just not there. So we'll figure it out. Okay. Not yet, but I will. We got over the initial fear. All right. Light. Is going to be overlay. Usually at 100%. We put it all over into white. Take it off of eraser. And we can just put in some highlight here. Like this rim light. This is what we call a rim light. Kind of going around the outside here. And we're just highlighting the outside edge to give her just definition to one side. Like so. So put that like so. Probably not through the entire pocket. And then just to the top of her knee, because we're going to assume that the light's coming from up here, so the light's going to shine like that. Probably not that far down across the back of the pocket either. So like so, right? I'm just going to go back in here and just kind of clear that out. And so this is the rim light. I'm going to point it up a little like so. There we go. So there we go. And her back is arched a little bit. So we're going to just kind of come along the top of the chest like so, because she's got a little bit of an arch to her back. Just like that. Just like that. Which is good because this is going to highlight her patch, the her position patch, the Kittiwake patch there. I'm going to take this guy. We're going to get close to her face here because, of course, I think we have done the wrong thing with her shadow. So we're going to have to go back through and kind of dump out this shadow, which is all right. Like so. Really is like that. There we go. That way you can kind of see the contours. She's got a very round face, so we want to not go too far into that. I go over like so, get rid of this shadow. He doesn't exist at all. Now the other thing I like to do is just a little bit on the nose, like so. That's a little on the nose right there. And, all right, just like that. I can probably safely put just a small amount of light on her fingers here, because it would be coming around the side of her face there. There we go. And we can definitely put rim light down here. So we can kind of do this, and I'll cross there just like that. And bring that up. And then as we did downstairs or upstairs, I mean, I guess on her face, we're going to go back into the shadow side and kill that shadow underneath there. There we go, just like that. Just like that. And this probably would also have rim because it's pointed back up. We've got to be cognizant of where the light's coming from. And so go back in here and kind of see that it'll probably be more like so, right? Just like that, right on that RC thruster pack. That's all right. Do what you need to do, my friend. Do what you need to do. I also kind of feel like I'd get just a little bit of a bounce through here. Just thinking about where this light is coming through. This leg is further forward than this leg. So we'd probably get a nice good bounce off of it, like so. And kill the shadow under here. Going in like so. There we go. Gives it a little bit of a highlight like so. There we go. I'm liking what we're looking at here. Looks good. It's a solid piece. And all it really is, of course, is just us trying to get a feel of this new sort of critter uniform thing. There we go. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So, okay. We have completed the change out of the uniform to this. I feel like that's a pretty good change out of the uniform. I think that'll work just fine. So, still feel like I've got kind of funky shadow right here. Don't need to be quite so dramatic there. There we go. There, like that. So there will be 3 maps that I've made so far, and I'm actually going to make 4 maps, I think. So we will have her service uniform, her dress uniform, without any uniforms or clothes, so that we can have that particular map if we need it. And then I'm going to make a map that's just a grid so that we can put her in different outfits and different things, like what is the average length of a shirt across her arms. Here would be this line to say that it's a short sleeve shirt, and here would be this line to say it's a long sleeve shirt. So then we can kind of, if we need it, if ever it's called for, they can have civilian clothes. But thinking back to, for example, Star Trek of any sort, all of our heroes are in civilian clothes like once every 10 or 15 episodes. So they're very rarely in civilian clothes. That doesn't mean we shouldn't design it, but I haven't actually gone down that rabbit hole yet as to what do civilian clothes look like here, and we probably ought to. In fact, I think I will grab the Brent list. Here's the Brent list, and we will talk about civvy clothes because, of course, when they get to Moment, we'll need civilian clothes. Right? We're going to need those. Yeah, I just added it to the Brent list, to the bottom of the Brent list. Because we're going to need to figure out what do people wear. You know, it's Star Trek has a very, very defined, very clear, direct style, you know. But I think we can go on ahead and check Chang off of our list, right? Because she's on the first part of this list. So I like the way she looks. She looks solid. I feel like we're good here. So let's go on ahead and mark her off. So first item of the Brent list is complete. Look at us. The rest of them should actually be relatively easy. And the next one we're going to do is Meirao. So we've got Chang. We like the way Chang looks. She looks fine. And I don't need to worry about the pockets. They just follow suit with wherever they are on color, and that's okay. So we'll just do that. Okay. So over in the content library, we have a Meirao maquette, but I don't think she's right. Yeah, and it's already saying that a whole bunch of stuff is screwed up. So we will load Meirao the best we can, and she's already messed up. I can already tell. It's moved over to here. So somewhere I got a really weird. I got a shaping, a body design or something that, and I don't understand this, is always by default on now. This one. And it distorts their body out of the shape that, I mean, this, I don't, it doesn't even have a name. I don't know whose it is, but parameters, it's always distorting the shape of all of my models, and it's not a good distortion. So I have to get that out of there. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, first thing is, okay, so she's got service Chang Li. So that one's good and solid. We don't need to worry about it anymore. That looks like it's clearly this pose. So I don't think that we have any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking all the pockets and everything and moving them over. From Chang Li over to Meirao. Wow, there's a lot of things. Okay, let's take that and 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 that. I'm going to take all of these guys and just move them over to Meirao. And then we can put them in the right spot. But for right now, we don't need Chang Li anymore. So we can delete her. And all that's left are all the pieces parts. Okay. So now we're going to go in here. Left thigh gets the left leg pocket. Right thigh gets the right leg pocket. We'll plug all the pieces in. All right. And then the right shin gets the right leg spat. And the left shin gets the left leg spat. Okay. And close that part. Go into the abdomen, chest, right collar, right shoulder, right forearm. Right forearm gets the right arm pocket. Left collar, left shoulder, left forearm gets the left arm pocket. No, left shoulder gets the left arm pocket. Right shoulder gets the right. There we go. And the right forearm gets the right greave. Left greave. Okay. And a front view. We actually should probably T-pose her, as my child likes to refer to it, T-pose, so that they're reset completely. And we can take you. We'll just take all your rotations out, and that should at least get you in the right spot. I'm just zeroing out all these guys. Right to right, left to left. You just plug it all in. Yep, you got it. Right arm pocket goes there. Left arm pocket goes there. Right arm greave goes there. Left arm greave goes there. You get the idea. And all the pieces parts go to all the pieces parts. Left view. Oh, that's right. And these guys need to be turned 180 degrees, don't they? All right. It shouldn't take so long to do this. We've already done it once, so we're kind of old hands at it, right? There we go. It's important that the puffy parts of these arm greaves are on the outside. Otherwise, they're going to collide with your body as soon as you put them to your sides. And you'll hate life and then hate the uniforms, and nobody will like their spacesuit. That is, by the way, the old joke from Next Gen, is that they kept saying they hate their spacesuit. Because naturally, I don't even know where I'm going to say that. That guy just wandered way the heck off. And they're turned upside down too. Man, is everything... I'd forgotten that everything was like so screwed up. Oh well. This is another one of those. Do I want to spend the time, effort to fix all of these so that they are the correct way? And you think about this and you're like, okay, but the first thought might be default, yes. But the truth is that once set, these guys don't need to be set again. So, do we really need to do it? I'm not sure we need to do it. So, because once they're set, I don't have to mess with them again. They're already locked into place and nobody has to mess with them, and all is good. So, the fact that they're rotated 180 degrees isn't going to do any different. And it's not going to make any difference to me. Looks like the leg patch or legs are correct. All right. The reason we're doing Mayrel second is she's not an officer of the line. So the officer of the line are green, and the non-officers of the line are a different color. And I've been thinking about purple, like a lavender, but we're going to have to take a look at it because we actually have not done a non-officer of the line yet. So we're going to have to take a look and see. So this is the original Chang's service uniform. We don't need to worry about it. It looks pretty good and solid to me. Yeah, sure, we'll save it. Yasharia Becha. Okay. We'll save this one. And actually, what I will do is I will change the canvas size to, I don't know, like this. Looks kind of cool there to just cut that there. There we go. And then I will save as, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see the camera's washed out. So this camera now has a new consistent flaw, which is very irritating. Every time I load OBS, the camera no longer works. So you have to unplug the USB down at the computer, not you, and then plug it back in, and you end up resetting it. But when it does, it resets all of its settings. So it's all washed out. The white balance is set way to yellow. So I have to go into the controls and manually fix everything again. This is happening now every morning, and it's extremely frustrating. We're going to open. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to Bullytrix. And we're going to grab the watermark. Because we want this watermark to be in there. I didn't realize it was going to be so difficult. Because I actually am going to post this picture out to the world. And in doing so, I would like for it to be watermarked. There you go. That way she's got the Saturn to the correct spot there. And then this guy is going to be right here. And then I'm going to add a layer on top of this, like so. And this layer is going to be just these guys. And we don't want that actually in that color. We want it in black. I do like that. And just a little at the top, but typical of things from our universe. We get a couple like weird lines, and the lines kind of do their thing, and they go all of their little different directions as they're supposed to. All right, moving in here. And do the I guess I'm going to do it horizontal, but no. We decided it was the UMC. All right. Nope. It just smeared it. Let's not do that ever again. Nope. That also smears it. I didn't want to do that. You're not helpful. It doesn't make it into a text box. That's remarkably irritating. No, that works. Okay. There you go. Now we'll come down here. And for all of you non-Tamarbeshi reading people, put it into normal Arial. There we go. One of the other things we kind of want to do here is take a little bit of this here and just give it some gradient. Just a little bit of a gradient. Foreground to transparent, right? And I guess I'm going to put a new raster layer. And give it a little bit of something to really, unlike, give it a little bit just a texture so that it'll work. There we go. I feel like there should be another cutout in the black layers below, like here. No, I don't like that. All right. There we have like a trading card, or I don't even know. I don't know what it is. It's a thing, and it's just it's to prove that we have completed the piece that needs to be done for our um, Brent list. We'll save as, and then we will go out to Changly characters. No, bullet ranks. Okay, this isn't working like I wanted to. Where are you going? Do you even know? You don't know. Okay. Okay. Let's save it as a JPEG. Design booklet. Inside the design booklet, I have these characters, which works really well. We're going to have to redo all the pictures in these characters, but that's okay. Somewhere I will come up with a viable, because all the colors have changed, but that's okay. That is all right. I think I am feeling very solid about where we are at this point. We'll save that. You're here often enough, you get a list. Well, also, you were the one that said we should make a list, and I thought, oh, I hadn't thought about that. And I should have, but I didn't. So you get the list also because it was a good idea. A solid idea. Okay, let's work on Mayrel. Going into not illustrations at this point in time, but into the 3D sets, props, yada, 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 yada. We'll go for the maquettes, textures, characters. And we will say new folder, and we'll call this Mayrel Legend. That's her actual name. We already have a face for her, sort of, and we have eyes. So we need that. We need line uniform, the limbs, maybe. First, let's open up just the existing face and eyes, because we already know these things. The other thing we want, open textures. And we need to go all the way back, because in the design booklet, under characters, I have a Mayrel master page, which should tell me all of her color codes. There we go. There. All of her color codes right there. Good. Okay. So, okay, good. Now we've got this kind of going for us. Her skin is this color. So let's take this one. We'll add a new raster layer. And we go like this. And oh no, we've ruined. No, we haven't. Actually, we've done that. Right. And that gives her skin the correct color, and all is good. I don't think I need to correct her face design at this point in time because it looks like it's the correct shade already. But I do need. Did I decide this was her lip color? That would look really strange. And so maybe I may want to fix that. Let's see. Okay, so we'll switch over here. And we'll look. Yeah, see, this looks like a bright, I don't know. I'm not sure about this as a lip color. I don't think lip colors match. So let's go get better lip colors. I'll look at an Indian woman because Indian is pretty close to like India, Pakistan, southwestern Asia is sort of the color tone we've got for her and her color tone palette. So I'm going to look at some of these without makeup and take a look at what we've got going. Right, to kind of grab sort of that concept. So hang on quick, we'll save this image, desktop. And there we go. Let's get this kind of young Indian woman here. Open. Go to the desktop. I'm just trying to get better colors because I feel like the color codes that we just got, like, see, look at our colors here. We've got a darker pink, and that's what it looks like here. I set up this color, and that's not going to cut it. That is not the right color. It's a richer color, more of a purple and a slightly more brown. And it's a very lovely color, very lovely. Now let's see if we can do filter. I don't know, mosaic. Mosaic might be good. So that gives us sort of this degree here. And I think we could pick that. I'll probably bring the mosaic down and get more gradient out of it. There we go. All right, so I'm feeling kind of like the median of it is this color right there. Let's go back and take a look at that and see if that fits better. Right? See, that fits a whole lot better. Do. And then we will, as we've done before, take this and just multiply it like so. That didn't go over well. So this probably should have been done before we flattened it. So let's go ahead and go back. Excuse me. We'll clear this out. There we go. And then we'll just what we'll do is this. We'll go the other direction. Nope, that's not the other direction. Duplicate the layer, put the layer on top. This guy will then put as multiply. And that will allow us to do a few things here that we need to do to just get some of the pieces here. So we'll turn this one back to normal like that. And I can just go then add a raster layer at this point and then just do this, right? And then it'll be still underneath there. And that won't matter. I can be as sloppy as I want. There we go. That's important. There's no reason to do art if you're not going to have fun. I've already decided that. That's a rule. Have fun. All right. And this way I can just kind of come back around and just trim like so. And see, that just works really well. Now I really should bring up we're not doing Geek Tank at 11 your time. Troy wants to have David on, and David can only do nighttime. So we won't be doing that, which is actually good because I kind of want to talk to Troy about using Restream like we're using right now.
It's time to take a 2-minute break.
Instead of StreamYard, because StreamYard's having problems with that. And we now found out that, oh boy, yeah, it's good to take a break. We found out that Restream now can pre-record shows. So it's a good thing. So we're going to do that. Pop things and things popping. And why is the Ring camera so screwed up? Your video. Let's take a look here and see if I can't. It's so washed out. All right. There we go. Much better. See, we could make this work. There. Let's see if I can. No. See, that's much better. Not as washed out. You can actually see the colors going brrr, brrr, brrr on the thingy back there. And I think the funniest part about this thing is all it is those icicle lights, but I put all the icicle lights together in a unit and then taped them together and then put, gold trim around it. And it's such a Star Trek thing to do, like the original series Star Trek thing. I just went out and bought the little icicle lights because I thought the icicle lights were so cool. And I kept thinking of how they would make a cool object that would look like some kind of internal engine going back and forth with injectors that are injecting things. And so that's what I built, was this device that looks like it's injecting into the main core something, and then the core is kind of like, working the power there. And it looks great. I love this thing. And I could just sit there and stare at it for hours. Well, there's that. Okay, so back to work for us. I really wish that OBS wouldn't turn the camera over and make me have to do this every time, because I'm going to have to, now I've got to add every morning, I've got to add a procedure to go through and adjust the camera so it's correct every time. And I'm not one of those people that's big on having a bunch of procedures. Mostly because, like all good ADDers, I will forget some piece of it, some aspect or some procedure that's not right. All right. get ourselves back to work here. Okay, so the next thing we really should do when we're working on Meyrel here is take a look at whether this setup is rigged properly for like her lips and stuff like that. So we're going to open the original I'm going to open up the original. What am I thinking? I don't know. I just lost my entire train of thought. Okay. The original templates for this. All right. So maquettes, the Daz templates, and take a look there. All right. I'll copy. We're just going to move this over real quick onto the face. Just make sure that everything looks right. Right. So we're going to see, you can see here already, I'm thinking that I have a problem because her lips aren't going to fit the way they're supposed to. So I'm going to take this and just go on ahead and just get out here, not there. And we're going to go out here just like this. And we're on eraser. And this just ensures that the lips themselves actually have coverage, because this green area right here, that's all of the lips on the model. Lunchtime for you. That's all right. You can go to lunch. Okay. So the other thing we've got kind of going on here is these degrees up here on this map tell me the different degrees of where things go across the bridge of the nose. So it's marking what parts are good for eyebrows. I like that Meyrel's eyebrows are down like this as opposed to up. Up like this is kind of more where Chang is. Her eyebrows are way up. You know, they're level or slightly up, whereas Meyrel's are down. I do kind of want to like address the fact that her eyebrows are kind of, I don't know. It's all right. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Then she has this tattoo over her left eye, which that's part of being Deastati, so we don't have to worry about that. The other thing is to check her color codes for hair. And actually close this. We don't need that anymore. And we probably are happier with that color now. So now instead, I'm going to take and reestablish that color there like that so that we know. So we'll go back through here. Now Meyrel's eyes, we don't have to worry about the template now. There we go. Now this is the correct width. And what I need now is black and white. Right, so we're going to go for white. Take the pen and just clean this up because I was messy with it. I shouldn't have been messy. There we go. Come around here, kind of up and over. Like So there we go. There we go. And now we'll save this. Save as. I got Mayrel Legend. We're going to call this Mayrel Legend Face. Your face. Mayrel's face. So we've fixed Mayrel's face, so we're going to go ahead and close that because we don't really need to worry about it. I do want to worry about her eyes. Her eyes are the correct color, I believe. So let's just double check it. Make sure that they aren't the correct color, in fact. So there we go. So let's go in here and then just kind of it is interesting. We've been doing this so long now that we're running into errors in the original layout. Because of the fact that I've known she has green eyes, but we haven't set up where her green eyes are from. The original design for Mayrel kind of came from the concept and idea of the Afghanistan woman that was taken a picture of for National Geographic, which recently I kind of found out she wasn't as happy about it, and it was kind of forced upon her to have her picture taken because of her stunning green eyes. But at least, the concept, she struck me when I was in as a young boy. I remember looking at that and thinking about how powerful those eyes were. And that's, kind of sad that that's gone, kind of been sullied because of the fact that, she wasn't consenting necessarily. She was a schoolgirl at the time, and she just really wanted to go back to school. And the story wasn't about school being a schoolgirl. It was about her eyes, which kind of is people are more than just the sum of their attributes. That said, it still struck me as her eyes were kind of cool. It'd be green, with that darker skin. I think that looks really nifty. So, kind of going through here, and we're going to match that with Mayrel. So, we're going to go through here and do that. All right, coming up like this. There we go. Now, will it really matter much? Maybe, maybe not. The idea behind this is that all three characters of the three main characters in my story, all three of them have different eyes so that they look different in black and white. Mayrel's eyes are light, and they're a light green, and Chang's eyes, of course, are brown, so they turn black in black and white, and Mayrel's turn white in black and white. And then Bennett has one of each. So she's got one black eye or one brown eye and one blue eye. So that all three of them have different characteristics in black and white that work. And so that's kind of where we were headed with this one. So okay, so we've got the right colors going for it. We'll save as, and we'll call it Mayral Legend. It's weird what things you want to think about whenever you're doing these kinds of things. Like, for example, you want to think about, as a manga artist, you want to think about the idea and the concept of making your characters so that they are visible and understandable and readable in different aspects of their setup. So I've got the characters so that you can read them when they're really, really tiny and far away. Mayral carries her hair in a ponytail. Chang wears her hair down. Bennett's hair is short cropped with bangs so that you can see them from a distance. They're not just, set up to be readable only in close-ups. That's the idea, is that all three of them have different aspects and characterizations that make them visible. That way, if I have a bad drawing day, I mean, the reality is, if I have a bad drawing day, that's what we're really after here. Like, what happens if I have a lousy drawing day and just can't represent the characters correctly? Okay, so we're going to save that. We've got that saved. And we're going to then pull up, because we actually, in the Chang one, we have the eye reflections, right? And I seem to remember looking at this, and this is literally just on the pupil. So it was saying on its little thing, the gray area was the pupil. I don't even know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not important. So we'll go back to the maquettes, DAZ templates. We're going to bring up that effect eye tier thing. Oh, copy. Paste. There we go. Because I don't think that's what it says it is. I think we actually have to deal with all of that. And that is the pupil area and the front part of the eye and yada, 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 yada. So I'm going to just do this. I'm going to take this and go like this. And like so. And the same thing over here. I'm just going to give it right? Like so. And then that will be more of a save as. Replace it. Yes. And then we will save as, and we'll move back out, go into Mayral and save as eye reflection and tier in there too. Eye reflection and tyranny. All right. I'm gonna get rid of that. We're still working on Mayral. Okay, so her eye reflection's in. I don't see any reason not to just continue to use the existing Chang Li's mouth pieces. So we'll just open those real quick just to check them. And we'll go into Mayral Legend and say Mayral. Okay. Again, mouth seems to be pretty much the same critter, so we're not going to worry about that too much. We're going to open now, going back out to characters, Chang Li. And let's talk about the service uniform, shall we? Okay. Now, since Mayrel is a officer not of the line, first things first, let's go on ahead and change her skin color. So we've got a different skin color in here. Right, we want to make sure we have that. Second thing, we're going to remove the captain's stripes because she's not a captain, obviously. She still has the same service patch, but now let's talk about what color we want to offset this with. In the original design, it's saying this like blue is for non-service, but if you look at that when we put it in here, it just comes out kind of duller. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I want that blue per se. It doesn't come out as solid as I wanted it to. So taking this, let's go for kind of a purple. And let's see what we get when we get a purple in here, right? That looks kind of cool. Maybe not as... If you're not of the line, you know, kind of looking at this, kind of figuring this one out here, I don't know. That's not bad. Do I want more of a lavender like this, or do I want more of a rich purple? Like that? That's kind of the question that we're working on at this point in time. You know, it's a very rich purple. It also means, though, that again, talking about black and white, reading this, being able to read this in black and white. Because the uniform would be all one sort of thing, and you'd see it as such. But if it was a light purple, like so, then the uniform would be dual color, and the captain's uniform would be darker, all one uniform color. The reason we're stopping here is I'm thinking this through. I kind of like this. But that probably means that I should make the captain's color a lighter color. Okay. We'll go on ahead and save this as characters Mayrel Legend. And we'll say Mayrel Legend Service. Well, this should be pretty easy. I'll just select this color. And then we can close this guy. And we'll paste that there to just remind us that that's what we're doing with our color. We'll open. Okay. And we'll go and we'll get the limbs. And we'll go through and we'll just change these colors, right? There's no service stripes on here, so we don't have to worry about this. And then we'll change her skin color. She has a darker skin color. There we go. And I feel like we're pretty good there. So we'll save as. out of characters, back into Mayrail Legend. Mayrail Legend limbs. We'll call this service uniform. There we go. And the last little bit is we're going to need bits. And I love her bits. Bitsy bits. Just sounds bad. Okay. Chang Li. Bits open. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need this color. Go through here. There, and there, and there, and this, and this, and this. And then we take out one stripe. And the dot. There. And then we save as. Back out of there into Mayrail. And we say Mayrail Legend bits. Okay. Which should give us a full set now of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So all the pieces are in here for Mayrail. Oh. We're just renaming eye reflection because it got into the wrong order, which is why I was having a problem. I was looking at it going, why is that not working like it's supposed to? Okay. Now we go in and do the unpleasant piece. We go in and just assign all of this stuff. Surfaces. Because this and 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 this, all 8 of those pieces all belong to textures, characters, Mayrail Legend, bits. That'll change all to purple. Crap. I have to select all of them. There. Now they're all purple. And now we can go and deal with Mayrail. Surfaces. Okay, cornea. You know how this goes. Do cornea, and then we're going to go through here and get all. Well, first let's do eye reflection because it's just one thing. Browse, eye reflection, open. Hang on. Start of a good thing going here. Cornea. Going down the line here. Irises. Lacrimals. Pupils, sclera. Tear. These all are Mayrail Legend eyes. Work. Look at that. into correct location. Ears. And fingernails. No, not fingernails. Ears are part of the body. So head, hips, and torso, and nipples. Service uniform. There we go. Getting into the right place now. Look at that. Starting to kind of come into place here. Inner mouth. Let's talk about stuff here. Our reflection face. Face should just be face. I don't think anything else is on face. On face. Except for the face. There. Oh, lips. Lips are on face. All right. Okay. Feet, fingernails, forearms, hands, legs. Neck is part of body. We always miss something. This is limbs. Brought into the service uniform. There we go. Shoulders. There we go. All right. Neck is part of body. And we have toenails, which is part of limbs. Okay, it looks like everything's loaded in properly now. And now we're looking at her design. I'm like, spats are a little off. We can fix. Like so. I didn't need to do that. This one. No. Yeah. All right. I'm just placing everything, and I think we'll be done with Mayrel. Pretty soon here. All right. There we go. Let's look at her face. Her face. I feel like, what do I want to do with her eyelashes? I don't think we have anything here for her eyelashes, so we're fine. It won't matter because I don't draw her eyelashes. One of the things, though, that I'm noticing is when we get to Bennett, and we're going to do Bennett next, I have a scar on Bennett's left eye, and I have the tattoos on Morel's left eye. So I need to either decide to move Morel's tattoos to the right side or move the scar to the right side. And I think I'm going to move the scar to the right side. So we're going to do that next. But if I'm going to use maquettes for this stuff, it's really going to be there we go. I'm going to just take this. I'm going to take this character here. I'm just going to leave her in T-pose. That's fine. I'm not sure I like the purple, guys. I don't think I like the purple. I'll be right back. Hysterically or whatever. Okay. You should come in and say hi on the show. I have a mid-morning George break. Have a quick mid-morning George break. Here we go. This is George break. You need George break. He likes having his tummy scratched. So what we do is we stand here and I scratch his tummy. And it's a George thing. What a good George. There we go. It's sometimes George. You are a floofy cat. Okay, you can go back to doing what you were doing. All right. So I'm looking at here we go. So my problem is I'm not 100% sure about this. So let's take a look at Morel with Chang next to her. Now, what do we think of this purple or this green for that matter? I'm kind of wondering what we should do about this purple on the screen. So, okay. Okay. So looking at this, so these are the two uniforms we've got at this point. Maybe I should put her in a pose that's not quite as... Got a bunch of these poses we can use here. So let's find a pose that we can figure out here. I like these everyday Josie poses. We also haven't done the make sure everything stays in place, which it doesn't, notice. So things are off. I don't even know where half the stuff went. Up. Why? Why did it go up? It looks like she's cross-located. Everything's crossed over. Ugh. Okay. Right forearm, not. See, this is putting it on the hand. I don't want it on the hand. I want it on the forearm. It looks like all these things are not in the right spot. Maybe left shoulder? Okay, everything is flying around like it's mad here. So that's not a good thing. I don't even know why. These things should be connected to her body. We don't have this problem with Chang. Move Chang to the correct position and all of her stuff stays relatively locked in place. But all of a sudden, Mayrell's all screwed up. Right arm greave. It should be on the right arm. What is going on? Problem with the rig. Oh, part of it, I think, is that front view. I'll betcha one of the problems is a lack of correct location on things. When you face your maquette, This is your right side, but this is her left side. So I'll bet you. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, let's do this. Probably will help to do this the correct way. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. There we go. Now, in theory, all things are set right with her. So if I were to take this and put her in this pose, there we go. That's what we wanted. Don't know why her greaves move forward or her spats move forward, but they do. Okay. Now, let's get back to talking about what we were talking about here. The fact that I'm not 100% sure about the green and purple. Green and purple are good combos, And actually what I will do is I will go on ahead and save her as Mayrel. And we will go on ahead and call her Mayrel. Say service dash Mayrel. Not Chang, but everything else. Except, okay. I think the purple and blue. Well, yes, but I mean, the problem is here. Actually, you know what? I will show you what the problem is. If we take Control Shift S or Command Shift S and we select these guys, then we go in here and we say File New, okay, and paste, right? Take these guys here, and it's just a literal. I just took a screen cap, okay, but the colors are correct. So now, if we were to take this and say tonal correction, and we were to say saturation, that's the problem, right? In taking the saturation of the colors out, they both look the same. My comic is a black and white comic, so the question really becomes, what can you tell the difference between a line officer and a non-line officer in black and white? Which is why I'm kind of contemplating changing the colors out. This is me pausing here. And legitimately, I feel like maybe the color that I want to change is the green, not the purple. The purple seems to be okay. It becomes a dark color against the blue. But I think what we need is a light color against the blue here. Because the uniforms are indistinguishable in black and white here. And we can even verify that by bringing up an opening. And this becomes the thing we will discuss for the last few minutes of this particular thing, right? Okay, so we've got this green here, and we'll do the same thing. If we take, just to make sure of this, because we can't be sure if the maquettes are going to give us more of a thing, we'll take the tonal correction, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll take this guy and drop his saturation down. And you can see it's going to be the same thing. We have a dark gray versus a medium gray. So let's play with this a little. Maybe let's do a yellow. The problem is I don't want to do the same thing that Star Trek did, because then everybody will be like, well, you just copied Star Trek, So let's try a light green instead. It's kind of electric green, but we'll give it a shot for right now. We're messing with things, right? We're looking at stuff. What would be better is just to open the original. Because if I can just open that original one. Then I can just change the colors in the original. Right? Not so bad. Okay. So we go in here. Let's try a lighter green, like to here, right? No. Okay. Now, on this token, if we were to take and just look at the material and drop its saturation down, that's what we get. Definitely looks more definable. Like you definitely could see what this was, but I feel like that green is really electric. So I'm not quite. This looks like Seahawks colors. But I think if I were to stay along this gradient here, I could probably get, like I could go over here maybe and do more like a sea green. As far as value goes, it'd be the same value, right? I mean, blue on blue could be a thing too. As long as we stay in this saturation value, it could be the same. What do you think? Kind of a sea green? Or what about an idea of a blue? And maybe the command uniform is just, or line officers are just blue on blue. Like that. Actually, I'm not opposed to blue on blue. I've been going blue and green for a while here because I like blue and green as a color combination. But the truth is, now looking at it, I want the captain to be brighter as far as a color combination and to bring up that green to a point where I feel comfortable being the right color. I feel like we're getting to the point where that blue is, or that green is electric, like neon. And I don't know if I want a neon. Kind of got better things to do with my life than neon green. So there's that. Let's try yellow though. And give you a rundown on this. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty solid. You may be right about the yellow. Let's go on ahead and take a look at it. We'll take that tonal correction and we'll drop its luminosity and saturation down. We still get the same lighter green. I like that yellow too, right? That lighter gray, I mean. In black and white, this becomes a much nicer, lighter gray. And it's kind of irritating if that's the case, because I think you're right. I think yellow should be what it should be. Should we make it more mustard? I guess I can't make it more mustard because the idea is to make it lighter. So as far as a gray gradient, it's got to stay sort of this value. We can change the hue and we can change the saturation, but we can't change the value. The value has to stay at 75 or so. I can make it a lighter, less bright yellow. Like so. Yeah. I just feel like she looks like she's part of the X-Men. But I do think that this is what we need to be. Let's try a little bit more orange and see what happens. Now, orange and blue is a known color combination that works really well. And that might be what we're looking for. The question is, I think I turned the values down. So let's take a look at it when we desaturate it. No, it's the same. Okay. So makes it slightly lighter in a gray. And I actually think, despite the fact that I liked that yellow, I felt like that was just a little too close to now it's all mad, a little too close to X-Men, the X-Men uniforms, which were blue and yellow, the old X-Men uniforms, which were blue and yellow, and spandex. So I'm kind of liking a little bit more this orange and blue. So I think I'm going to go for Broncos colors. Captains are Broncos. Oh boy. Command. Officers of the line are in Broncos colors. There you go. Whether we like it or not. So that's our statement for the day. So right. I'm not a Denver fan really necessarily, but honestly, legitimately, blue and orange is a known good color combination. It's a known quantity. So legitimately, but I think I'm going to stay away from the green as well, and we'll just go for this orange, which will give it a lighter color in uniform when we are doing black and white, and we'll make it lighter in that case. But it also will make it so that it's distinguishable from the purple of the other uniform. So we'll put that. That should work just fine. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to do. I'm actually just going to end the stream here because I don't have new openings and ending credits yet. And I will tomorrow. That's today's job, is to finish up the opening and ending credits so we can have that. So I will talk to all of you guys tomorrow. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.